You are all able to hear me okay, right?
Yes.
Prarthanam kurmaha. Does anyone want to do the prarthana? Pavitra Mahode, maybe you can try this.
वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. The other one you said, Mahodaya, somebody who has learned it from Acharya.
Yeah, okay. Venkat Mahode, you can see the Sakana Hotu.
ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ
Samyak. Okay, we'll do one shloka and one shubhashitam before we go to the class. Sri Ram Mahode, can you read this?
कलत्रं धनं पुत्रपौत्रादि सर्वं गृहं बान्धवाः सर्वमेतद्धि
जातं मनश्चेन्न
लग्नं
गुरोरङ्घ्रि पद्मे Angri, not Agni. Angri Padme.
गुरोरग्नि पद्मै ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं.
Yeah, tatah kim, tatah kim, tatah kim, tatah kim. Yeah, this is from Guru Rashtakam, second shloka in Guru Rashtakam. The reason I picked this shloka today is Napumsaka Linga Patitavantaha Kalu. You can see a number of Napumsaka Linga Shabdas in this shloka. So that is why I picked this shloka. So last week, for example, we saw Sarvamangala Mangalye. That is all Srilinga Shabdas. So here, this is Napumsaka Linga Shabdas. So this is from the famous Guru Ashtakam from Adi Shankaracharya. So all that the shloka ends with this tatah kim. So, you can see now Napumsaka Lingam is tat kim, you would have seen tat kim. Here it is tatah kim. Tataha means from that, kim means so what. So, so what if you, so that is the question. And that question is asked 4 times. So what? So actually we will see quickly the meaning. So Kalatram is a Napumsakalinga Sabdam. Kalatram means spouse. Okay. So as I mentioned in the last class, while the female wife is normally a female, in Sanskritam you have 3 words which refer to the female, which is a feminine gender. And these 3 words have 3 different shabdas. It belongs to 3 different genders. The words have different genders. Daraha, I think, is Pullinga Shabda. Daraha is Pullinga Shabda. Bharya or Patni is Strilinga Shabda. And Kalatram is a Napumsakalinga Shabda. So thus to illustrate the point that the words can have different genders from the the objects pointed by the words. Okay. So Dhanam, we all know what is Dhanam. Dhanam means wealth. Then Putra Pautradi Sarvam. So here Acharya, actually Putra is actually a Pullinga Shabda, not Napumsakalingam. But the way he has conjoined the words, he has made it a Napumsakalinga Shabda by pulling Putra Pautradi Sarvam. That is one word. Putra Pautradi Sarvam is one word. That is a Napumsakalinga Shabda. So not Putraha, not Pautraha. Both of them are Pullingam. But Putra Pautradi Sarvam is a Napumsakalingam. Similarly, Griham is also Napumsakalingam. Similarly, Bandavaha is a Pullinga, but Bandava Sarvam is Napumsakalingam. Then Etad is also Napumsakalingam. Okay, Etad Dijatam. Manaha, while it appears like a Pullinga Shabda, it's actually a Sakaranta Napumsakalinga Shabda, Manas Shabda. It is not a Mana Shabda, it is Manas Shabda. So hence in its Pratama Vibhakti, it comes as Manaha. And then Chet, Manaha, Chet, when they join together, it becomes Manas Chet. Manaschet na lagnam. Na lagnam means when, all this, even if you have all this, but Guru Rangri Padmam, that is also a Napumsakalinga Shabda, one full word. Guruhu is a Pullinga Shabda, but Guru Rangri Padmam is the lotus feet of the Guru. Okay. Angri Padmam means the lotus feet of the Guru. If your mind is not focused, how do you say? Your mind is not devoted to the lotus feet of the Guru. What is the use of having all this? What is your wife or like husband, spouse, wealth, then all children, grandchildren, then you have good house, you have relatives, everything. But what is the point in having all this if your mind is not devoted to the Guru? So this is the glorification of the Guru. This comes in Guru Rashtakam, second shloka. So hence tatah kim. So Acharya asked this question 4 times. What is the use of having all this if your mind is not devoted to the lotus feet of the Guru? So this is the shloka. I picked this up deliberately. It's slightly complicated shloka, but just to illustrate the point of Napumsakalinga Shabdas. So there is a lot of Napumsakalinga Shabdas in this shloka. So that you can see. So now there is one more point I want to make here. So you can see here, Kalatram, we have not used the Halanta Makara. We have put a dot, Kalatram. Similarly, Dhanam. So if you write Dhanam standalone, you would write Dana, Da, Na, and Halanta Makara. But here you have put Dhanam dot in the top. And similarly, if you look at the Jatam and Sarvam, I have put Makara in full. Similarly, here, if you look at this Tatakim, Kim, I have put a dot, that Anuswara I have put, not Kim, Makara. Whereas the last Tatakim, I have put Makara in full. Does anyone know why this is the case? Why in some places I put the dot, whereas other places we have used the Halanta Makara in full?
The Antim Aksharani?
Antim Aksharani, it's not exactly right. Pavitraji, do you know?
I said because if we use swaras come, then it would be im. If it is vyanjanas, then it will go as a dot up.
Yeah, correct. So this is the niyama. This is actually called Anuswara Sandhi. But for now, just note this as a rule. You will learn this later. But just because we are going to see a lot of these words and this will be written like this, you might get confused. So just to understand this, if the Alanta Makara is followed by a Vyanjana letter, here you see the is followed by following the im. So then that im will go as a bindu. So that's a dot, anuswara. Whereas if it is followed by a swara, here in this shloka, there is nothing that is followed by a swara. So you see all the things actually have only bindu. But the last word, because there is nothing after that last word, so this word with jatam, this padam ends actually. So there's no, you cannot say manaha follows jatam. This actually ends. So hence jatam, the im is written in full. Okay. Tatakim. The im is written in full here also.
But pronunciation wise, no difference.
Hmm?
Pronunciation wise, no difference.
Pronunciation is no difference. No. Actually, there is slight difference, but for this class, introductory class, we don't have to worry about that. Actually, when you pronounce kalatrandanam, that in the should come actually, not im. It should not. But we in this class, let's not worry about that. It's introduction, so you can just note this much, that when it is written like this. Okay. So that is the shloka. So it's a beautiful shloka, and also to illustrate the point on Napumsakalinga also in this. So that is the meaning. I've already illustrated the meaning. Anyway, it will be there in the slides. You can go through the meaning also. So now we'll do one Subhashitam. Subhashitam is wise saying. So maybe Venkat Mahodaya, can you read this?
Sadayam hridayam yasya bhashitam satyabhushitam kaya parahite yasya kalistasya parotikim.
Yeah. So what do you understand? Anything you can make out? Anyone else? Anything? Any
Hridayam,
particular?
I feel only inferring. Sadayam, I can't understand. Hridayam yasya bhashitam. Like, I think maybe like a soft heart of some person, like who talks nicely. Bhushitam. Tasya, Satya Bhushitam. So maybe for them it's like a crown or something. Satya Bhushanam. I don't know, Acharya. Yes.
Okay, I will quickly say. See, this is for if you take the last sentence,
Mm.
Kalistasya karoti kim. So for that person, what will the Kali do? Kali is Kali Purusha with all the problems, etc. of the Kali Yuga. How will that person be affected is the conclusion, which means the first three lines are describing the qualities of such a person, and that person, whoever has those qualities, what will the Kali Purusha do to him is the thing. So what are those qualities? Sadayam Hridayam Yasya. Sadayam Hridayam means is has a compassionate heart. Okay. Heart is Hridayam is heart, we all know. Sadayam is like, compassionate and loving heart. Okay. Yes, yeah. And then Bhashitam Satya Bhushitam. His words are always adorned with truth. Satya Bhushitam. Satyam means truth. Satya Bhushitam. His words are always adorned with truth. Satya Bhushitam. Kayaha parahite yasya. Kayaha means you all know, body. Parahite yasya, para means for others, hite. Hite means doing good for the others. His body is meant, he thinks his body is meant only to do help others, to do good to others. So for such a person, what will the Kali Purusha do? Kalistasya karoti kim. That is the beautiful Subhashitam. So it's what harm can Kali Purusha do to him who is full of kindness, whose speech is adorned with truth, and whose body is for the good of others. Avagatam va? You can understand this, right? So obviously there's many words in this. We have not introduced as in like the many vibhaktis, etc. That's not the point. The point is to only understand the meaning at the high level, don't have to understand every single word. How is the shabda? What is the pada visleshanam and all of that? We don't have to worry about that right now. We just understand the overall meaning, just to get used to this Sanskrit shlokas. Okay. So today's lesson. So gata saptahe kakshayam napumsakalinga shabdaha iti vishaye drishtavantah. So now that I think hopefully you would have done some homework, and some of you did not attend the class. So hopefully you could go through the videos and understand. If there is any, we will do one quick revision of that. If there's any doubt, we can address that. Okay. Napumsakalinga Shabda is very straightforward, very easy. We are going to learn only Akaranta Napumsakalinga, with most of them ends with Makara. So Parnam, Pushpam, Vanam, all of that. And then the Strilinga, the Bahuvachanam will be Parnani, Vanani, Pushpani, all that. So then we are going to see Natvam. So in the last class itself, I pointed out some of the words had this Murdhanya na, Mahaprana na, whereas others had only na. So, I last class I pointed this out and then said we will learn this later as to when, at what circumstances you should have na and what other circumstances you should have dantya na. So that niyamaha, that rules, etc. is called natvam. In Sanskrit, it's called natvam. That natvam we are going to learn today. So that, going forward, it is clear to you when you should use na as opposed to na. Okay. Natvam we will learn today. And then Kriya Padani. Kriya Padani is verbs. So we have already seen many verbs when we were reading Katha and all of that. We have seen some verbs, but we will see them in formally and more detail today. Okay, so that is the topics for today. So now we will do some revision of the Napumsakalinga Shabda. Tat, etat, we have seen these are the pronouns used in Napumsakalinga. So what is the pronouns used in Pullinga? Anyone? Venkat Mahoday, you remember?
Saha,
Saha for that, he,
sa,
and
sa,
then, no,
saha.
from someone who is nearby, like etat, what is the equivalent in Pullinga Shabda? Eshaha.
Eshaha, Eshaha.
Saha, Eshaha.
Saha,
And
Eshaha.
similarly, Strilinga Shabdas, Sriram Mahodaya, you remember?
Sa,
Sorry, what did you say?
Esha, sa.
Sa, Esha.
Sa.
Okay. And Napumsakalinga is Tat and Etat. So now Tat is for Pratama Purushaha, that is third person, Ekavachanam. Somebody, something in Napumsakalinga that is nearby. And Etat is Duram Asti Chet. Sorry, Duram Asti Chet, it is Tat. And then Pratama Purusha Ekavachanam, which is something nearby, you call it Etat. Samipe Asti Chet, then Etat. Etat Palam, Etat Pustakam, etc. So this we saw last class. And then Akaranta Napumsakalinga Shabda Rupam. Ekavachanam, it is Pustakam, Tat Pustakam, Etat Pustakam, and Bahuvachanam is Pustakani, Tani, Etani, Tani Pustakani, Etani Pustakani, many books. Okay. Similarly, Parnani, Pushpani, all of that we saw. And in that we saw that somewhere Pushpani was Natvam, the Mahaprana na was used, whereas Palani was Alpa Prana na. So then you are wondering how that is Mahaprana and Alpa Prana is decided. That is what we are going to learn today. That is the Natvam. Okay, so now we will do this one by one. Pavitra Mahode, first one, can you say? Tat kim?
Tat pustakam.
Venkat Mahodaya?
Tat pushpam.
Shriram Mahodaya?
Tat phalam.
Pavitra Mahode?
Ani Mahodaya api asti atra.
Okay, I think this was Yutakam.
Shivani Mahodaya atra asti iti aham uktavati.
Oh, acha. Shivani Mahode? Shivani Mahode? Swagatam? Yutakam. Okay. Pavitra Mahode?
Tat urukam.
Urkam. Venkat Mahodaya?
Tat jalam.
Okay, jalam. Okay, yeah. And who wants to go? Yeah.
That I don't recollect.
Sanganakam.
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 Okay.
Computer is Sanganakam.
Sanganakam.
Okay. So these are the words, and we saw many words. If you want, I think the PowerPoint was posted from the last class. You can go and have a look, many Napumsakalinga Shabdas and the Ekavachanam, Bahuvachanam we had done last class. Okay. So now we are going to learn about Natvam. So Natvam is the criteria or rule that will determine, sorry, 1 second. Yeah. That will determine whether Mahapranana or Alpapranana will be used. For example, is it Karnaha or Karnaha? Vishnuhu or Vishnuhu? So there are many things where it might be slightly doubtful to us. So we are going to learn a set of rules that will determine when Alpaprana and when Mahapranana will be used. Okay. So this na is called Murdhanya Nakara. So we say Mahaprana, Alpaprana, but it is actually referred as Murdhanya Nakara. Because it is formed of that, it is part of the Tavarga. Okay, Tavarga, as we know, is Murdhanya Varga. So it is pronounced out of like rolling the tongue on the top of your mouth. That is called Murdhanya. And then this na is part of Dantya Nakara. Dantya Nakara is pronounced with the help of the teeth, like ta, da, na, that na. This is called Dantya Nakara. So if you look at this, there are many words. Prerana, na, Abaranam is na is coming. Harinaha, na is coming. Parnaha, na is coming. And then Palani, Kani, Tani, Etani, in this all Dantyana is coming. So one common thing you can see is that wherever we are getting the na, Murdhanyana, most of the places is Repanta, Repa or Rakara is there. Okay, either Ir or some derivation of the Repa, like Ri, Ra, Ru, whatever is there. So this is one pattern we are observing, but we will learn this more formally in the next one. So what is Natvam? When the Natvam for the Murdhanya na to occur, there are some Nimittam that has to occur. So these Nimittam are like preconditions that has to be there in the word. Only then this Parinama will change from Dantyana to Murdhanyana. So what are this Nimittam? So the Nimittam is just, they are just present. They won't change themselves. They are just there. And in their presence, the na will change to na. Okay. So what are the Nimittani? So first is Rakara. So anything, the derivation of Ra, Ru, Ri, Ra, all of that. Repa, that Ir itself. Then Shakaraha. And then Rukaraha. And then Lrukaraha. This Shakaraha, please note, this is the Murdhanya Shakaraha. Shanmugam, that Shakara. Not the Shiva Shakara. That is called Talavya Shakaraha. Okay. So if the Talavya Shakaraha is there, that is not a Nimittam. Only the Murdhanya Shakaraha. And then Lrukaraha, you won't see much, so don't have to worry about that. So the main thing is these three. Rakaraha, Shakaraha, and Rukaraha. So these these things, when they appear in the word, there is the possibility of Natvam coming. Okay. So these are the Nimittani. So when these Nimittani are present in the word, then there is a possibility of Nakara. So usually the Nakara should come, but there are sometimes the Nakara is inhibited. We will see those rules as well. But usually when these are there, Nakara should come. Okay. Like for example, so if the Nimittam asti chet, when the Nimittam is there, Nakaraha agachati. So it has to come. When the Nimittam is not there, when all these letters are not there, there is no chance of Nakara. So it will only be Dantya Nakara. Straightforward. Okay. But even if for example, examples are given here. Prerana. So here you can see it is pre plus ir plus na. So you can safely ignore all the letters that come before one of these rasha and all that. You can just ignore that. You are only bothered about what comes after the ir. Okay. What comes after the ir directly na shabda is there. So here because ir is there, na should be murdanyana, not the dantyana. Okay. So prerana. So it's very straightforward. This is a very simple example. Similarly, it's a counter example, palani. So if you look at the palani, there is no ir, there is no sha, murdanya shakara is not there, r is not there, and r is also not there. So it is a simple, there is no nimittam in this word. So there is no possibility of any natvam. So it's only simple dantya nakara, palani. Okay. This is a simple example. Okay. So there's a clear thing where it is there, nakara is there, where it is not there, nakara is not there. But then there are other examples. So here we will read some examples here. Maybe you can read this. Pavitra Mohdaya, you can read the first four.
Prerana. Just the words, Mohdaya.
Yeah, you can read the how it is split also.
Prerana. Karena. Karena. Abharanam. Abharanam.
Yeah.
Harinaha. Harinaha.
Yeah. So in all this, you can clearly see after the rakara, nakara comes, and whatever is there before, you can safely ignore. So for example, in prerana, there is another ra before that. We don't have to worry about that because the last, what we are worried about is what is there between the rakara when the nimittam comes, that and the na. Okay. So here the ra and na, there's nothing in between, but since because ra is there, you have to have this as na and not na. Okay, so that is those are the words. Now we'll read some other nimittam, shakara nimittam. Shivani Mahodaya, can you read this?
पाषाणः पा प्लस शा प्लस नः
Nah. Yeah.
सुषेणः सुषेण
Sushena.
सुषेण
Yeah.
सु अधिक शे अधिक न.
Yeah, I think this is a mistake here. It's not na, it is na. Okay,
No.
Sushena. Yeah.
पर्षेण प अधिक र अधिक शे अधिक नि.
Yeah. Na.
तीक्ष्णं
Yeah.
ती अधिक क अधिक श अधिक णम्.
Yeah. So the tikshnam, this ksha is a samyuktaksharam. The samyuktaksharam is consisting of two letters, ik plus murdanya sha. Because of that murdanya sha, the natvam should come. Okay. So that is what determines the natvam. Okay. The ksha, when it comes, it is actually ik plus ish, the murdanya sha. That should come. Okay. Sriram Mahodaya, this one.
पर्णः प अधिक र अधिक न
Naha, yeah.
नः कर्णः क अधिक र अधिक न वर्णः व अधिक र अधिक नः जीर्णं जी अधिक र अधिक नम्.
Yeah. So that is good. And Venkat Mahodaya, last thing.
ऋणम ऋणम आवृणोति
If the
ऋणोति नोति.
Yeah.
तृणः तृणः मृणति तृणति. Why do you say this?
So you can
adhika? Why do you say adhika?
adhikam. Adhikam is for plus in Sanskrit.
Acha.
So it adhikam adhikam naha. Instead of saying plus, which is an English word, we use adhikam. Okay. So these are all straightforward applications of natvam. So this should be easy to understand. There's no complication in this. Okay. So now we'll go to slightly complicated. So, but there are there are words when the nimittam is there, and between the nimittam, this is very important, between the nimittam and the nakaram, there are some other letters that are there. What are those letters? Cha, chavargaha. Chavargaha is cha, cha, ja, ja, nya, nya. And then ta, ta, da, da, na. Ta, ta, da, da, na. Then all of this. Okay. So when these shas, I mean, tavarga, you don't include the thing, you include the na also. But tavarga, obviously the na is what we are going to determine. Sha, la, sa. Okay. So all these letters, if they are there, then the natvam is inhibited. Even though the nimittam is there, the natvam does not occur. Okay. So when we give some examples, you will understand. Okay. So during, so there are, when the, first of all, the nimittam has to be there. If the nimittam itself is not there, there is no possibility of natvam whatsoever. So after the nimittam comes, then you will have to look at for some other letters also. If these letters are there, then also natvam will not come. If these letters are not there, if some other letters are there, like for example, all the swaraha or kavargaha or pavargaha is there, and or ya, ra, or va, all of these letters are there, then natvam can come. Okay, natvam will come. Okay. So this is called vyavadayaka varnaha. Vyavadayaka varnaha means that which inhibits or prevents. Okay. So for natvam, these are all the vyavadayaka varnaha. So these are all not nimittam as such. But when the nimittam is there and these come after the nimittam, before the nakara, then there is the nakara is inhibited. So the natvam is inhibited. It cannot change to murdanyana. It will be dantyana only. Okay. So we'll see examples of this. For example, ratna. Okay. Ratna is the word. So here ra is there. So ideally natvam should occur. But because it comes next, it is not ratna, but it is ratna. Okay. This, because of the takara, it changes the nakara, it inhibits the nakara. Similarly, kritsna, ik plus adhikam ir, adhikam it, adhikam is, adhikam in. So if you look at this, ir is there, so nimittam is definitely there. But then there's a tavarga is there, then there's a savarga is also there. So actually tavarga, savarga, sha, la, sa is also vyavadayaka varnaha. So when that comes, then it becomes dantyana only, not murdanyana. Similarly, ratanam. Ratanam is not ratanam, it's ratanam only because of the tavarga. Archana. Similarly, ir is, after ir, the chavarga comes, so archana. Rachana. Ra plus chavarga plus na. So because after ra, the chavarga comes, the natvam is inhibited. Okay. Shivani ji, can you read this first one?
Rasna.
Hmm.
Ra, ra, adhikam sa, adhikam na.
Yeah. Can you tell why it is not natvam?
Because the
The first
Yeah.
question is
Yeah.
nimittam there? Is nimittam there in this?
yes, ra
Yeah.
is there. But vyavadayak varana asti.
Yeah.
So next is sa.
Natvam nasti. Yeah. Okay. Mari chena. Venkat Mahodaya, you can try this.
Ma adhikam ri adhikam che adhikam na. Cha varga comes in between or after
Yeah. So,
ri.
yeah. After ri, che varga asti.
Sti.
So natvam nasti. Okay. Darshanam. Sriram Mahodaya.
Yeah. The adhikara, adhikasha, adhikanam. So ra is there, so there is a nimittam, but there is also sha is coming, so it negates the nam.
Yeah. Pavitra Mahodaya.
Shada nana. Sh is there. So nimittam asti. Ta vargah bhavati. Ta isti.
Ta vargah asti. That is why natvam nasti. Okay. So this is the, and then, so if there's any other letters other than the Vyavadayaka Varnaha, you see Avyavadayaka Varnaha, Swaraha, Kavargaha, Pavargaha, Ha, Ya, sorry, A, Ya, Va, all these things come in between, they won't inhibit. They will allow. Even though, so here there might be some letters that might be there between the Rakara or the Nimitta Aksharas and the Na, but if those are not Vyavadayaka Varnas, they will allow the Natvam to happen. Okay. If there is a Vyavadayaka Varna Akshara present, then it will stop the Natvam from happening. Very simple rule. Okay. We will do some examples. You will understand this. Okay. So now I'm going to give few words and you have to determine Natvam will be there or not. Okay. So we'll go from first one, Venkatji. Ramena or Ramena?
Ramena, because Ma Varga comes in between after Ra.
Ramena only is correct actually. Ra, Ir plus A plus Me, Im plus A plus In, right? Pavarga comes. Ma is part of Pavarga. Is Pavarga a Vyavadayaka Varna or Avyavadayaka Varna?
Okay. Ma is Pavarga. Okay.
So that's why you have to be careful. Okay. It's not everything will stop the Natvam from happening. Okay.
Right.
So because Ra is there, Nimittam is there. And after that, what is there? A is there. A is Swara. Swara is Avyavadayaka Varna. Then Im is what? Pavarga. That is
Pavarga.
Avyavadayaka only. A Swara Avyavadayaka. Then the Natvam comes. So it has to, Natvam is not stopped by any inhibited by anything, and there is a Nimittam. So it has to be Ramena only, not Ramena. Okay. So, okay. So next one, Pavitraji.
Patrena.
Patrena.
Oh, Patrena. Tra bhavati tatra idanim.
Tra bhavati and Vyavadayaka Varnaha kopi nasti. Vyavadayaka Varnaha kopi nasti. So
can you explain that Vyavadayika, Avyavadayika? I'm getting a little confused.
So Vyavadayaka Varnas are Cha, Ta, Ta, Chavarga, Tavarga, Tavarga, and that Sha, Sa, La, Sha, Sa. Sorry, Sha, not Sha.
Please show the other slides, please.
Yeah, I think I'll show that. Yeah. So Swara, Chavargaha, Tavargaha, then Sha, Sa, La. So these are Vyavadayaka Varnas. Anything other than this is Avyavadayaka Varnas. Okay. So Ramena, we are very clear. Okay. Now Patrena. Okay. So which one, Pavitraji, you think?
Patrena. Na.
Natvam will come. So you just say Natvam will be there or not. So one or two? Two. Okay. Because Tra is It plus Ir. Tra. That's a Samyuktaksharam, if you remember. Okay. It plus Ir. Ir is there, so Nimittam is there. If it was the other way, Partena, it won't be, Nattam will not come. Okay. Because Patrena It plus Ir. Okay. So because Ir is the Nimittam, and after that, there is no Vyavadayaka Varna, and then Nattam Na comes, so it has to be Na only. There is nothing that is stopping from Nattam happening. Okay. Sriram Mahodaya. Arjuna va.
Arjuna, no Natvam.
No Natvam. Why?
Because though Ir is there, the Vargam is a Vyavadayaka Vargam.
So so you have to first break the word, okay?
Adhika
Plus
Ir.
plus
Adhika
adhikam ij. Adhikam u adhikam na.
Na.
So that ij is Vyavadayaka Varnam or Avyavadayaka Varnam?
Vyavadayaka Vargam.
Vyavadayaka Varnam. Because it is part of Chavarga.
Yeah.
Chavarga. Okay. So hence it is Arjuna only, not Arjuna. Okay. All right. This is interesting. Parnena or Parnena?
Parnena.
Huh? So who is going to say? Venkatji? Yeah.
Sorry, I actually unmuted. I'm sorry. Parnena.
Whatever is your choice, tell me how it comes.
The ir is the last one, so therefore na bhavati.
Yeah, there are two nas, so you have to determine the natvam for both the nas. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So first na, what is the na? Second na, what is the na? Actually, that is first na should be straightforward because there is no other choice given there.
Yeah.
So
it's power.
Because here na is there, parna. So the first na has to be na only, murdanya na only. Because there is nothing stopping. That's the ir nimittam is there. Immediately na is coming, so it has to be murdanya na only. Now there is another na. Okay. So now ir nimittam is there. So should the second na also be natvam?
Yes.
Why? If it is yes, tell me why. If it is no, tell me why.
I'm familiar with the word, so I think it comes. But to apply the rule, I think it's because the A.
So you can see you can leave it. Ir is there. Ir is the nimittam. Okay. I'm doing for the second na. First na we all understand. It is na only. Murdanya na. Adhikam ir. Adhikam in. Murdanya in plus okay. So now there are two letters between the nimittam and the nakara. Okay. What are those two letters? Ir and in.
Ir and in.
So in and in and a. So is the a is Vyavadayaka or Avyavadayaka? A is a swara. So a is a Avyavadayaka. What about in?
In is Vyavadayaka.
Vyavadayaka. So that is why it is parne na only. First only, not the second one.
Oh.
Okay, so you have to be careful. So the first in, you are right, it will change. But the second in, once the first in is determined and it is locked down, that will stop the second from happening because na is tavarga. Because it is tavarga, it is going to stop the second natvam from happening. So everyone is clear about that? This one? This is a slightly complex example. Okay? All right. Dasharatena or Dasharatena? Pavitra ji, Pavitra Mohode.
Tavarga, Dasharatena. Second, two.
Second, Ra asti, Nimittam asti. Ta Vyavadayaka va, Avyavadayaka va? Tavarga.
Tavarga is Avyavada.
Tavarga is Vyavadayaka varga. Chatata. Remember Chatata. Chatata shas. Yeah.
Vyavadayaka.
Vyavadayaka. So if it is Vyavadayaka, then what will happen?
Vyavadayaka, then Dasharatena. Na will come.
So 1 or 2?
2.
No, because see, if the Vyavadayaka Varga comes, it is going to stop the Natvam from happening.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Mm.
So because Tavarga is there, Dasharathena, there's two letters actually.
Tena,
Takara is there and Thakara is there and also Yekara is there.
mm.
Yekara is not going to stop because
Mm.
Ekara is Swara. Swara is Avyavadayaka. But Takara is Vyavadayaka Varna. So that's
Mm.
going to stop the Natvam from happening. So it is Dasharathena
Dasharatena.
only, not Dasharathena. Okay.
Okay.
So this will come through more practice only. And after a while, you don't have to worry, consciously determine whether Natvam is not there or not, because you will get used to it. But right now, you have to probably consciously practice. We'll give more practice in the homework also. Okay.
Acharya-ji, Acharya-ji, wait, Samshaya. So the previous word also, it's the same applies in this one also, right? For Dasharathena. Right?
Yeah.
Because the A Varga, the A Varga comes, which is Avyavadayaka, right?
A Varga is Avyavadayaka. Previous also it's there. Parna
Same,
is
same applies.
na,
Same
in and A is there.
Yeah.
A will be not
Avyavadayaka.
stopping, but in
Avyavadayaka.
will stop. You just have to have one Vyavadayaka Akshara to stop the Natvam.
Stop.
Okay. So you just have to have one. There might be other Avyavadayaka Akshara also. It doesn't matter. Okay. Rajena or Rajena? Shivani Mohode.
So, Ra, Adhika, J, Adhika Na. So, Nimittam Asti. Then it is a Vyavadayaka Varna Asti, J. Tat Nimittam, it is Rajena.
First one or second one?
First one.
First
Sorry,
one.
second one.
Oh no, it's actually first one. You are right, no? Because Vyavadayaka will stop. You have to remember that.
Yeah. I thought the rule first or second. So that's the reason I said second.
No.
But
Here.
word is first.
Choice one is first.
First,
Choice two
first.
is this. Okay?
First.
Yeah. Rajena. Rajena nasti. Rajena.
Rajena.
Okay. Vrikshena or Vrikshena? Shriram Mohoday.
Vrikshena is the R, so there's a R there.
Yeah.
Nimittam is there. And then Samyuktakshara, Ka and Ksha. So it will be in second one, Vrikshena.
Vrikshena. Second one is correct. So actually, ik is if you take r as the nimittam, okay, ik is avyavadayaka. Ish, that itself is a nimittam also. That murdanya ish is a nimittam also, but definitely not a vyavadayaka varna. Okay. And then a avyavadayaka. So there's nothing that is stopping the natvam from happening. So it has to be vrikshena only. Okay. So that is why. So if you now go back to Napumsakalinga Bahuvachana Shabdas, okay, you would have seen a lot of, sometimes you would see Murdhanya Nakara, sometimes you would see Dantya Nakara. Pushpani. Why is Pushpani Murdhanya Nakara? Pavitra ji, can you explain? Pushpani.
Pushpani. Ish Murdanya Sha Bhavati Tatra. Pushpa Pa Vargaha Avyaya Vargaha Bhavat. Pushpa.
Avyavadayaka. Pavarga is Avyavadayaka.
Avyavadayaka. Pushpa.
So if Avyavadayaka Varga asti chet,
it'll say
Natvam Bhavati eva.
Natvam Bhavati eva. Astu.
So don't get confused between Avyavadayaka and Vyavadayaka. You have to remember which one will stop and which one will not stop.
Why are they being called like that, Mahodaya? Avyavadayaka.
It's just Vyavadayaka means preventer, not preventer. That's all. If you know the English word, it will be easy. Vyavadayaka means preventer. Okay. So if you keep the preventer in mind, so if it is going to prevent the Natvam from happening or not, that's all. Okay. Anything else will not prevent. Inhibitor. I think Vyavadayaka's meaning is inhibitor.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
That's all. So it's an inhibitor or non-inhibitor. So if you keep the Sanskrit thing, you might get, you might not know what is Vyavadayaka actually do, right? But if you know the meaning of it, you can easily determine. Okay. Even if you don't know what is Vyavadayaka, it doesn't matter. As long as you remember that when these letters come, Natvam will not happen, then that's all you need to know. Okay. So Avagatam va, Natvam, there's obviously, this is not enough. Even I sometimes get confused because some words. So it is always, a lot of practice is needed. But generally, these are the rules. If you keep the rules in mind, it is pretty straightforward. Should not be very difficult. Okay. Okay. So now we'll go to Kriya Padam. So Kriya Padam, if you remember, we Padadvayam asti. Nama Padam, Kriya Padam. Okay. Nama Padam is all nouns. Not only nouns, any words other than verbs. Okay. Kriya Padam is all verbs. Okay. In Sanskrite, so there is a thing called Dhatu. Dhatu is the root. Okay. So there are 2000 roots that Panini, as great Rishi Panini has identified, 2000 roots. And all the words, most of the words have come from these roots only. Okay. So when these roots are modified according to the Paninian grammar rules, and they become Kriya Padam of different types and kinds, and those Kriya Padam will then again change to various Shabdas. Like for example, based on we saw, right? Based on Vachanam, based on Lakaras, all of that, different words can be formed. Okay. So the root is the atomic unit, and and that root will have a meaning, and from there you can derive the words and you can form bigger and bigger words, and by combining, joining, by using all of these different modifications, different words can be formed. So Kriya Padam is one. As I mentioned, Kriya Padam is not influenced by lingam. For Pullingam, Strilingam, and Napumsakalingam, the Kriya Padam will not change. But it will change for various other things. For Purushaha, whether it is Pratama Purushaha, Madhyama Purushaha, or Uttama Purushaha, the Kriya Padam will change. Similarly, it will change for Vachanam also. Okay, and it will change for Lakaras. Lakaras is all the tenses, whether it is present tense, past tense, etc. Just like any other language, it will change for that also. Okay. And its root is Dhatu. So from Dhatu, so this is all Paninian grammar. Even if you don't understand, don't worry too much. So there is, from the root Dhatu, they add what is known as a Ting Pratyaya. The Ting Pratyaya, when it is added, it becomes a Kriya Padam, called also known as Tingantam. So if somebody says Tingantam, it is nothing but Kriya Padam. That's all you need to understand. Okay, so sometimes just to confuse people, they'll use Tingantam, all of this. So it's nothing more than, for now, just understand Kriya Padam. If you actually progress beyond 4 levels of Sasyam, all this Malati and all that, and after that there is Paninian grammar, if you learn, you can go in deep into all this. It's very interesting, very scientific. But right now, just understand that from Dhatu you can make some modifications and then get to Kriya Padams. Okay. Similarly, this Dhatu, some other set of modifications can be then made to them to make it Pratipadikam. Okay. This Pratipadikam is the root for all the Nama Shabdas. So then you add some Pratyaya called Supratyayam. So they become Subantam. Okay, they are called Subantam. Now Subantam so you don't have to remember all this, or it's not required for this course, to be honest. All you need to know is there is Kriya Padam, there is Nama Padam. Okay. Kriya Padams are verbs. Nama Padam is names, nouns, and even adjectives and other kinds of words will also come in Nama Padam only. Okay. So this is all you need to know. Don't have to worry too much about what is Subantam, what is Tingantam, all of this. This Pratyaya, how it is added, all of this is Paninian grammar. We don't have to worry about this for this course. Okay. So Kriya Padam, we have already seen some of this in when we are reading stories, etc. I pointed out some of these examples. So for Kriya Padam, Ekavachanam generally ends with ati. So for example, patati, likati, kadati. So this is true for a class of Kriya Padams, dhatus called Parasmaipadi dhatus. Parasmaipadi dhatus will always end with ti, tingantam. So that is why it is called tingantam, ends with ti. Patati, likati, kadati. There is also another class of dhatus which we will learn later in the course, and they are called Atmanepadi dhatus. The only difference in Atmanepadi dhatus is they will end with te. Okay. Vandate, all of that. Okay. So that is that there will be two verbs. So based on whether the dhatu is Atmanepadi or Parasmaipadi, the forms of the verbs will also change. So don't have to worry about that right now. Just remember that we are going to focus on Parasmaipadi only for the next few weeks. And it's going to look like this only. Okay, so that is why we have not mentioned about Atmanepadi here. Just note this much. Parasmaipadi verbs will end with ati for present tense. So this is all for present tense only, not for all tenses. So it's called lat lakara. Present tense is called lat lakara. For present tense, so vartamana kalaha, it's written, right? Kriya padani vartamana kalaha padantaha. So it ends with ati. Okay, and bahuvachanam ends with anti. So we saw this, right? Vasati, vasanti, patati, patanti, likati, likanti, etc. So there is also a verb called asti. Asti means is, being. Okay, is. Now that when it changes to bahuvachanam, it becomes santi. Okay, I think this I pointed out last class also. Asti will become santi. So there are some special class of verbs where this is not straightforward like this. Patati becomes patanti. Otherwise, it's all standard format. So if you know the singular verb form, you can easily predict what is the plural verb form. So likati is the verb, then what will be the plural? Likanti. Simple, straightforward. It's not very complex for ekavachanam and bahuvachanam. Okay. So we will see a list of, so for example, here dhatu is pat. Pat is the dhatu. As I said, 2000 dhatus, one of the dhatus is pat. Okay. And ting pratyaya is ati. If you join, it becomes patati. And then when you add the ting pratyaya anti, it becomes patanti. Okay. So similarly, second one, these are all, it's not straightforward. So for example, pa is the dhatu. And if you add ati, it does not become pati. It becomes pipati. Now you might wonder, how did pa becomes pipati? There is a lot of complicated grammatical steps that are there which will transform it to pipati. For now, you don't have to worry about how the ting pratyaya is added. You just remember that the verbs at this stage, you have to just remember pipati means drink. That's all. Okay. And so hence you can derive the plural form also, pibanti. Okay. Kridati. Kridati is play. Kridanti is playing by many people. So Kridati is one person plays. Kridanti is many people are playing. Okay. So this is all you have to know. Very straightforward. Just know the format pattern. Okay. Patati, patanti. Pibati, pibanti. Kridati, kridanti. So we'll introduce to a number of verbs now, kriya padani. Just like what we did with napumsakalinga shabdas, pullinga shabdas, etc. And then practice that. So if you know some 30-40 verbs, then you can pretty much go through many of this normal conversation. So that is our objective. We'll introduce you to at least 40-50 verbs, which makes it easier for day-to-day conversation. You don't need to know complicated verbs at this stage. Okay. So Pavitra Mahodaya, maybe you can read this.
Balika kadati.
So the girl, Balika is girl, eats. Kadati is eats. So bahuvachana rupam kim?
Balikaha kadanti.
Correct. Good. Balikaha kadanti. Venkat Mahodaya.
शिशु खादति.
शिशुः खादति.
शिशुः खादति.
बहुवचन रूपं.
शिशु खादन्ति.
No, बहुवचन रूपं for शिशुः is शिशवः.
शिशवः.
शिशवः गुरुः गुरवः शिशुः
गुरवः.
शिशवः. We haven't done. Have we done? I think we have done, but may not be emphasized. It's ukaranta pullingah. Guruhu guravah is the plural. Okay.
खादन्ति.
Shishavah
खादन्ति.
खादन्ति. Sriram Mohoday.
बालकः पिबति. बालका पिबन्ति.
बालकाः पिबन्ति. शिवानी महोदय.
शिशुः क्रीडति. शिशवः क्रीडन्ति.
शिशवः क्रीडन्ति. पवित्रा महोदय.
फलं पतति. फलानि पतन्ति.
फलानि पतन्ति. वेंकट महोदय.
बालकः पठति. बालकाः पठन्ति.
You can understand the meaning, right? All of this, it's all straightforward verbs. So I didn't stop to explain all the verbs' meanings. I think it's quite straightforward. Sriram Mohoday.
बालकः गच्छति. बालकाः गच्छन्ति.
Yeah. Shivani Mohoday.
बालकः आगच्छति. बालकाः आगच्छन्ति.
Yeah. पवित्रा महोदय.
पुरुषः पश्यति. पुरुषाः पश्यन्ति.
पश्यन्ति. Yeah. वेंकट महोदय.
महिला हसति.
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 हसति means laugh. हसति.
महिलाः हसन्ति.
हसन्ति. श्रीराम महोदय.
बालिका धावति. बालिकाः धावन्ति.
बालिकाः धावन्ति. Yeah. Davati means run. Okay.
बालकः उपविशति. बालकाः उपविशन्ति.
Upavishati means sits. Okay.
बालिका लिखति. बालिकाः लिखन्ति.
वेंकट महोदय.
जननी पचति.
So what is the plural form? Nadi shabdavat jananyah. I think jananyah pachanti.
पचन्ति.
महिला नयति. महिलाः नयन्ति.
नौका तरति. नौकाः तरन्ति.
Tarati means crossing the thing.
Acharya, when you use now K, would it be now K? No.
No, now K is only two. Striling dvivachanam. Naukaha only. Naukaha only. Ta te taha. So it is taha. Naukaha only.
नर्तकः नृत्यति. नर्तकाः नृत्यन्ति.
Yeah. Who has to go now? Venkat Mohoday?
I think it's Shibani ji.
Oh, Shibani Mohoday.
No, Venkat Mohoday.
Venkat Mohoday, because I was looking at.
Sa prakshalayati.
Ta is she.
Esha.
Esha is also one singular only. So Bahuvachanam किं भविष्यति बहुवचने? ताः
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 सा ते ताः
ताः
ताः प्रक्षालयन्ति
प्रक्षालयन्ति
yeah
क्षालयन्ति
kshalayam means washing.
सः प्रक्षालयति ता प्रक्षालयन्ति
पुल्लिंगे ते प्रक्षालयन्ति
ते
सः
प्रक्षालय
तौ ते सः ते in स्त्रीलिंगे ता ताः पुल्लिंगे सः ते. Okay, so
ते
you have to remember some of the pronouns. Pavitra महोदय, शिबानी महोदय.
सः सम्मार्जयति, ते सम्मार्जयन्ति.
गुरुः बोधयति, गुरवः बोधयन्ति.
वेंकट महोदय.
शिक्षिका पाठयति, शिक्षिकाः पाठयन्ति.
श्रीराम महोदय.
वानरः कूर्दति, वानराः कूर्दन्ति.
Yeah. Okay, Bahuvachanam, I think we have done. Balakaha gachanti. I will just quickly see if there are words we have not seen. Gachanti, we have seen. Chatraha. Okay, maybe this one. Who has to do now? Shibani ji.
छात्राः उत्तिष्ठन्ति.
What is uttishtanti?
Uttiष्ठन्ति, stand up.
Yeah, stand up. Yeah. And if you can do the singular form for this.
I am taking the
Yeah, take it as pullinga shabda. Yeah.
छात्रः उत्तिष्ठति.
Yeah. Strilinga shabda, if it is there, what would come?
छात्रा उत्तिष्ठति.
Yeah. Who has to do now? Venkat Mohoday. No, Pramada Mohoday.
महिलाः रचयन्ति, महिला रचयति.
Yeah, Rachayanti means all this decoration, creating something. I think this verb we have seen. Yeah.
रजकाः प्रक्षालयन्ति.
Yeah.
रजकः प्रक्षालयति.
Sriram Mohoday.
बालकाः कूर्दन्ति, बालकः कूर्दति.
Kurdati means jumping. Yeah. Kridanti we have seen. Dhavanti we have seen, right? Yamanti. Patanti. Okay. Who has to do now?
पुष्पविक्रयिकाः.
Vikrayikaha.
विक्रयन्ति. पुष्पविक्रयिकः विक्रयति.
Yeah, I think it is Pushpa Vikrayika, if I'm not wrong. The Strilinga Shabda, I think.
पुष्पविक्रयिका
Vikrayati. Vikrayati means sellers, flower sellers, I think. I'll have to check that. Okay, I'll check it. Pavitra Mohoday.
ग्राहकाः पृच्छन्ति, ग्राहकः पृच्छति.
Yeah. Chatraha likanti. This one. Venkat Mohoday.
छात्राः भ्रमन्ति. छात्रः
भ्रमति.
भ्रमति.
Yeah. Or you can say Chatra Brahmati also. Both
Chhatra
of them can be. Yeah. This one we have seen. Someone wants to try this. Sriram Hode.
गायिकाः गायन्ति गायिका गायति
Gayati. Correct. This one. This is where the thing comes, right? This is Pullinga Shabda. Pavitra Hode.
Shivani Mahodaya खलु
Shivani Hode. Sorry.
गायकाः गायन्ति गायकः गायति
Gayati. Pavitra Hode.
नर्तक्यः नृत्यन्ति नर्तकी नृत्यति
Yeah, Nartaki Nrityati. Nadi Shabdavat. Okay. Venkat Mohoday.
Nartakaah nrityanti. Nartakah nrityati.
Yeah. Who is it?
बालकाः नमन्ति बालकः नमन्ति only
Namati. Namati means praying.
नमति
Yeah.
भक्ताः तिष्ठन्ति भक्तः तिष्ठति
Tishtati. Correct. Pavitra Mohoday.
रथाः चलन्ति रथः चलति
Yeah. Venkat Mohoday.
Deepaah jwalanti. Deepah jwalati.
Yeah. So here is where the Natvam comes, right? Patrani, Parnani, all of this. They are quite different. Patanti. Okay, I'll just quickly move because I think we have story also. So we have to Kamalani. So here you can see why Natvam is not there. Kamalani. Can someone explain? Why is it Kamalani and not Kamalani? Venkat Mohoday.
La अक्षरं
अत्र निमित्तः एव नास्ति
एव नास्ति
निमित्तः एव नास्ति ऋ नास्ति ष नास्ति उद्गारा रेपा कोऽपि नास्ति मृगाः चरन्ति चरन्ति means just walking about. Okay, so there are some abhyasa, some 100 or I don't know how many, yeah, nearly 120 verbs have been given. Just go through them, and maybe if you don't know the meaning, you can check in the website, dictionary, whatever. And that will give you a good exposure to many of these things. Most of this you can easily predict what is the bahuvachanam also. Okay, so you can try forming some sentences with the help of this. And this, okay, now we will do a quick story. Maybe we'll start with Pavitra Mahoday. First sentence.
सत्यप्रिय काष्टिकः एकः काष्टिकः काष्ठस्य छेदार्थं वनं गच्छति.
So, avagatam kim?
Kaashtikam means wood piece.
Wood
So
cut. Yeah, wood kashtikah is wood cutter.
Woodcutter. One woodcutter. Kashtasya cheda. To cut wood, he went into the forest. Vanam gacchati.
So vanam gacchati. So here you can see gacchati is the kriyapadam. Okay. And bahuvachane katam bhavishyati gacchati.
Kashtasya ekah kashtikah ekavachanameva. Kashtasya chedana. Kashtikah gacchati. So bahuvachane katam bhavishyati. Kashtikaha bhavati. Gacchati becomes? Kashtikaha gacchanti. That's all, yeah. Okay, Shivani Mahoday, next sentence.
अन्नवत् अनवधानात् तस्य हस्तात् कुठारः जले पतति. अनवधानात्.
Anavadhanat means because of what do you say? Anavadhanat means
By mistake.
because of lapse of concentration or something like that. Okay, so it is because of wasn't focused, whatever, for some reason it hastat kutaraha jale patati.
Jale patati.
Yeah.
Kutaraha means
Kutaraha, I think it's
axe?
pot, is it?
Axe.
Axe. Yeah, axe. Kutaraha, axe. Jale patati. Jale means in the water. It fell down to the water. Okay.
Would
Venkat.
Anavadhanat mean lack of skill?
No, I don't think it is
I think
lack
by
of skill.
slip, without by mistake.
Avadhanam means
without
like focused.
Okay, by
Of concentration.
lapse.
Lapse of concentration. Anavadhanat tasya hastat from his hand it fell down. That's all. Okay. Yeah.
Chintakulah bhavati.
Next, you can read the next line also.
Tada tatra deva agacchati.
Devaha agacchati.
Devah agacchati.
Yeah. Kim avagatam chintakulaha bhavati.
He started thinking, he started worrying. Chintakulaha.
Yeah, chintakulaha bhavati means he is worrying or he is
thinking.
Yeah, he's worried. Bhavati is the kriya padam. So bahuvachane bhavanti. Saha bhavati. Saha bhavati. Saha is pullinga shabda.
Saha. Ta.
Te bhavanti.
Te bhavanti.
Tada.
Te dual.
No. In pullinge te is bahuvachanam. Strilinge te is divachanam. So sorry, it's like that. We have to.
Sorry.
Maybe once you understand the full pattern, it will become very easy. But in the initial, it may be a little confusing. Saha taute ta te taha. Okay. So it is slightly confusing. Okay. Tada tatra devaha agacchati. Devaha agacchati. One divine God came there. Okay. Tatra means there. Tada means at that time. Tada is at that time. Tatra is there. Okay.
Devaha agachanti.
Devaha agachati. Bahuvachane devaha agachanti. Yeah. Who has to do now? Sriram Mohoday.
Devah jale majjati suparna kutaram grihitva bahihi agacchati. Devah jale majjati. Deva jale majjati means
Majjati is kriya padam.
Yeah, majjati.
Devaha jale majjati means he went into the water. He immersed into the water. The god immersed into the water. Swarna kutaram grihitva.
Swarna kutaram is golden
axe.
Golden axe.
Yeah.
Grihitva.
Bahihi agachati. He came
Bahihi
out of the water. He came out with the golden axe.
Golden axe.
Pavitra Mohoday.
Saha kashtikam prichati. Api eshaha tava kutaraha iti. So that Devaha kashtikam, to the woodcutter, he prichati, asks, Api, now is this eshaha kuta, tava kuta, is this your axe?
Yeah, he asks whether this axe, which is a golden axe, is his axe. Okay.
Saha prichati, te prichanti.
Imani Mohoday.
काष्टिकः वदति न एषः मम कुठारः नास्ति. So the woodcutter says no, it is not my axe.
Yeah. So na eshaha mama kutaraha nasti. Bahuvachane kim bhavishyati?
एषः ते कुठाराः
Yeshaha will become
ते
ete.
एते
Saha will become te. Yeshaha will become ete.
एते
Mama kutaraha
कुठा
nasti. Nasti is na asti. Asti will become what?
ना
Na santi. Santi. Bahuvachane santi.
सन्ति
Nasti is na plus asti.
अस्ति नास्ति न सन्ति
Na santi. Ha. Venkat Mahodaya.
देवः पुनः रौप्यकुठारं दर्शयति
Raupya kutaram.
रौप्यकुठारं दर्शयति
Darshayati.
दर्शयति
Raupya kutaram, I don't know what is Raupya kutaram. Is it silver or something? Silver only, no? Yeah. Raupya kutaram darshayati.
दर्शयति
Okay. So he shows silver axe.
Silver.
So bahuvachane kim bhavishyati Venkat
देवा
Mahodaya?
देवाः दर्शयन्ति
Darshayanti. Okay. Shriram Mahodaya.
काष्टिकः तदपि न स्वीकरोति. Kastikam is not accepting that also.
Yeah, woodcutter is not accepting that also. Bahuvachane katham bhavishyati?
काष्टिकाः स्वीकरो
Svikurvanti. Svikurvanti. Karoti is a slightly difficult word. So Svikurvanti. Okay. Na Svikurvanti. Pavitra Mahodaya.
अन्ते देवः लोहकुटारम् आनयति. In the end, the Devaha brings the iron kutar.
Iron axe. Loham means iron. Yeah.
Devaha anayati, Devaha anayanti.
Anayanti. Anayati means brings. Yeah. Shivani Mahodaya.
काष्टिकः वदति आम् एषः मम कुठारः अस्ति
Kim avagatam?
The woodcutter says yes, this is my axe.
So in this sentence there are two verbs. Okay. One verb is Kashtikaha vadati. The other is Mama Kutaraha asti. Mama Kutaraha asti. So bahuvachane kim bhavishyati?
काष्टिकाः वदन्ति एते सन्ति
Mama Kutaraha asti. Mama Kutaraha santi.
कुठाराः सन्ति.
Yeah.
And would be what's eshe?
Ete.
Eshe ete.
Eshaha is ete.
Ete.
Ete is bahuvachane. Okay. But here we are saying this is not my axis. So I wanted the plural to be on the axis, not on the my this. Okay. So ete kutaraha nasti asanti. Ete kutaraha santi. Okay. Next one. Pavitra Mahodaya. No, who has to do? Venkat Mahodaya. Sorry. Venkat Mahodaya.
देवः वदति त्वं सत्यप्रियः.
Kim avagatam?
Deva says you are true to your. You speak the truth.
You speak the truth. Tvam satyapriyaha. Okay.
Satyapriyaha.
Yeah. Shriram Mahodaya. Okay, I think that continues. One second. Venkat Mahodaya, continue the sentence.
Paravastum na ichchati. You don't.
Paravastum na ichchati.
Yeah. You are not seeking or desiring someone else's or that which is not yours.
Yeah, correct. So Shriram Mahodaya, next one.
Tvam paritoshikayogyah iti.
Tvam paritoshika. Yeah.
Paritoshika, you are you deserve
I think paritosha means praise. I think if I'm
praise,
not wrong. Yeah,
praise,
praiseworthy.
present or
Paritosh.
something, gift
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah. Paritoshika yogyaha. Praiseworthy. Okay. Who has to do the next one?
Me. Prasannah devah tasmai sarvan kutaran dadati. The pleased devah, to him he gives all the 3 kutaran dadati.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So dadati is still singular. Why? It's dadati's plural is not dadanti or something. Okay. So dadati. Yeah, devaha is singular. That is why it's dadati. Okay. Devaha dadati. It doesn't go on the sarvan kutaran, which is the object. Object can be plural, but the verb is still singular because the subject is singular. Okay. Prasannaha devaha. Devaha is singular. So devaha asti chet, then dadati. Dadanti nasti, dadati. Okay. Plural of. So there are some exceptions to that anti rule. Ti and anti. So one such thing is dadati, dadati, and dadati. Okay. So I think that is all. Let me quickly check the meaning of paritoshika.
Mahoday, in Marathi, paritoshik means award.
Okay. I think that must be the thing here also. Paritoshika. Gift, reward. Yes, you're right. Okay, so we will conclude the class here. So I will do the thing now. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Okay, we'll stop the class. I will stop the recording also.